The text came in at 11:47 p.m., lighting up my phone on the nightstand. He says, "You'll never do anything about it." That was it. No name, no context, just a sentence that felt like a hand closing around my throat. I stared at the ceiling while my wife slept beside me, her breathing steady, familiar. For a moment, I wondered if the message was a mistake, meant for someone else. I even typed back, "Who is this?" and deleted it. I didn't want an answer. Answers change things. The next morning, she was cheerful in a way that felt rehearsed. She kissed my cheek, asked if I wanted eggs or toast, reminded me not to forget my lunch. The normalcy made my chest ache. I watched her move around the kitchen, barefoot, humming, and tried to remember when I stopped feeling safe inside our routines. At work, my boss barely looked at me. He used to ask about my weekend, my plans, my kids someday. That day, he spoke to me through the glass of his office, voice clipped, eyes sliding past mine. When I knocked to ask a simple question, he said, "Send it in an email," without turning around. I told myself I was imagining things. I was tired, stressed. People didn't just blow up their lives. The sign stacked up quietly after that. Missed calls she said she didn't hear. Her phone turning face down the moment I entered the room. A new password she forgot to share with me. She started dressing differently for work. Nothing dramatic, just sharper, more deliberate. When I asked, she laughed and said, "Am I not allowed to feel confident?" I wanted to believe her. Loving someone teaches you how to excuse them. One night, while she showered, her phone buzzed on the dresser. I didn't pick it up at first. I stood there, listening to the water run, feeling like I was standing on the edge of something I couldn't step back from. The screen lit again. A name. My boss's name. The message preview was short. "You handled him well today." My hand shook so hard I had to sit down. I didn't scroll. I didn't need to. The room felt smaller, like the walls were leaning in. Every memory. Every late night she said she was catching up. Every time she defended him too fiercely, rearranged itself into a new shape. When she came out, towel around her hair, she saw my face and stopped. "What's wrong?" she asked. I held up the phone. "How long?" She didn't cry. That's what I remember most. She sighed, like someone finally setting down a heavy bag. "It wasn't supposed to happen," she said. "But it did." She told me she felt invisible, that he noticed her ideas, that he made her feel powerful. She said it didn't mean she didn't love me. She said it like those things could exist together, without tearing something apart. And the text, I asked about me not doing anything. Her eyes hardened then. "He thinks you won't. Because he's your boss. Because you need the job." In that moment, I saw what she'd become. Not a villain, not a stranger, but someone who believed leverage was the same as safety. She thought the imbalance protected her. That sleeping with my boss made her untouchable. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I felt strangely calm, like grief had burned through all the loud emotions and left quiet behind. I documented everything. Messages, dates, changes in schedules. I spoke to HR with a lawyer present. I filed for a transfer I'd been eligible for, but never pursued. The company launched an investigation. My boss stopped smiling altogether. At home, the air between us was heavy. She oscillated between remorse and resentment. Some nights she cried, apologizing. Other nights she said, "You're overreacting. It's not like we planned to leave you." That was the line that broke me. I moved out 2 weeks later. Packed my things in silence while she sat on the couch, arms wrapped around herself. At the door, she said, "I thought you'd fight harder." I looked at her and realized I finally understood something. Fighting for someone who's already decided you're powerless isn't love. It's surrender. Months later, I heard my boss was gone. Policy violations. Abuse of authority. I didn't feel victorious. Just lighter. Sometimes I still remember the way she used to hum in the kitchen. Those memories sting now, but they don't own me. I learned that self-respect doesn't announce itself loudly. It shows up quietly when you choose to walk away from what's breaking you, even if the person breaking you once felt like home.